Hey guys, how's it going? It's Al. I've got a Thursday night showdown video just for you for week 10, the game between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Oakland Raiders. Aren't you proud of me that I said the Los Angeles Chargers and not the San Diego Chargers like I do just about every time? Like I'm probably going to do at some point during this video, refer to them and say, you know, for San Diego, it's unavoidable. I'm too old a dog and I can't be taught new tricks, and it's just the way that it is. So just deal with it, okay? I'm going to do my best to not say San Diego for the rest of this video, but obviously absolutely no promises. I just can't. I can't do it. Yeah. The San Diego Chargers against the Los Angeles Raiders coming up this week on Thursday Night Football. A couple interesting puzzle pieces that I think fit together on this one. Obviously the Chargers allowing 103 yards to opposing running backs, and the Raiders have a very good running back that they've been feeding the ball to a ton. And the Raiders, one of the teams that we want to attack with passing attacks every single week, and the Chargers do have a very talented passing attack with multiple options. We also have a revenge game narrative here if you're that type of person that wants to play the revenge game, even though in NFL I'm not really sure that it's a thing. That, you know what, let's throw 20 passes to this guy because he used to play on that team. That's not really how it works, but it's fun to play with every now and again, just for bants, right? So if you're new to this channel, thank you for finding it. If you're back, as always, your free 1,000 internet points are waiting for you. Jeff Bezos will be hand delivering those to you with Amazon Prime if you click like on this video and if you subscribe to the channel and also ring the notifications bell. I believe that Bill Gates will be bringing an additional 1,000 internet points right to your door. Doesn't take much, just a couple of clicks. And again, I come out with a ton of information every single week, a ton of videos. NBA, NFL, some evergreens, some that expire based on the slate, some are slate specific. We also have that how to win on DraftKings playlist if you want to know how to use the optimizer over at Daily Roto and how to use it for every different sport, whether it's NFL or NBA. You can definitely go check that out. Also, there's a link down below in the description if you wanted to go get 10% off at checkout for Daily Roto. They do a fantastic job on all the sports that they cover over there. So let's get right into this slate and let's check it out. Obviously, this is a divisional matchup. This game has a total of 48.5 and is expected to be really close and competitive. Phillip Rivers has not had a great season. He really hasn't. But this does look like a get well spot. He's got such a great face. Like it's such a memeable face. Like the Joker one and the one with his mouth, his smile is his eyeballs, and then like you know, the gif of him. That one, God, such a great face. Anyway, he's got a lot of opportunity in this game. Whole lot of opportunity in this game because of how bad the Raiders are against opposing passing attacks. So Keenan Allen, who since Hunter Henry has come back, has not posted the massive numbers that we saw him posting earlier this season. The more weapons that you get on an offense, the less opportunity that everybody's going to have. We want that condensed opportunity. And since Hunter Henry has come back and since Melvin Gordon has come back, that's really cut into guys like Austin Ekeler and like Keenan Allen. I still think he's in play for this showdown, but I'm probably more interested in Hunter Henry at 8,400. Just a little bit of a savings there. He's been absolutely outstanding. We watched his price just go bonkers the last few weeks in main slate, right? He started at like 4,000, and then last week he was up to 6,500, but he keeps getting targets 10, 6, 8, 9 in the last 4 games. And he's just cheaper and has much more red zone usage projectability wise than Keenan Allen does. Now, if we want to take advantage of somebody else who's got, sorry, not Tyrell Williams yet, not yet, wait, Gazelle. If you're looking to take advantage of somebody who's seen a ton of red zone and end zone usage, as well as being somebody who's been challenged down the field to buy Rivers so far this year, Mike Williams is still on that upswing. Right? Because of how much he gets targeted down the field, a 56-yard reception in week 9, 43-yard reception in week 8, and as many red zone and end zone targets as he gets, being such a big target. Him and Hunter Henry, the two main targets once they get around the goal line, outside of handing the ball off to Melvin Gordon, gives him a lot of paths to success, especially at this 7,400 price point. Now, if I'm going to build lineups with Phillip Rivers at captain, I said at captain, I'm going to want to make sure that I get 2 groups set up on Daily Roto. One of them is going to be every single pass catcher. Hunter Henry, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Might even consider Austin Ekeler, but probably not, because his usage is not as high as it was before. If he was in the 6 to 8 range on an every week basis, I'd probably consider it. But based on how he's been utilized recently with 4 or less targets in 3 of the last 4 weeks, I'll allow Austin Ekeler to get into groups or into lineups that have Phillip Rivers in them at captain, but I'm not going to force him to be in those lineups. And I'm going to play at least 2 of his pass catchers, putting every one of those guys. And also, kickers correlate very well or better with a quarterback than people would understand or just think of off the top of their head. It seems counterintuitive, but it's not. If an offense is flying down the field, if an offense continually is getting into the red zone, you're having opportunity for the quarterback as well as the kicker. So I would include the kicker in that group, but I might weight them down, down boost them just for that group, but have them be in it as well and use 2 of those. Also, I'm going to force a bring back group with every single player on Oakland that I think is offensively viable. So Josh Jacobs, Waller, not Henry, but TYRELL Williams, and not their kicker and not their defense in that group. Hunter Renfrow's had a couple of good weeks. He seems to be trending upward in what may be a merit-based promotion in terms of offense, but outside of this 65-yard long that he has on the season, and that came off of a broken tackle and run, he is not really being somebody that they are utilizing down the field at all. So he's very much an underneath target, does not have big play ability or big play. They're just not pushing the ball down the field. Very low air yards, very low average depth of target. So he's going to have to get there on volume and volume alone, or he's going to have to break a tackle within 5 to 10 yards of the line of scrimmage and then run another 20. So he's not a big yards after the catch guy. He's not a challenge down the field guy. So the floor is low, and also the ceiling is lower than other players in this price range. So I would probably prioritize Hunter Renfrow a little bit down, but I'm not going to avoid him because it is a single game showdown. There is a lot of variance in any one of those single game showdowns. My favorite Raiders, obviously, Josh Jacobs has the best matchup against the Chargers, as I said before, allowing over 103 rushing yards to the position, as well as 5 catches every single week to opposing running backs. He's not the type of guy that's going to catch 5 to 10 balls. We know that, but his usage that he's had in the pass game with 10 targets over the last 3 weeks is at least serviceable, right? If he's a 50 catch a year guy, I'm okay with that. It's much better than like Derrick Henry, who gets 1 target a game and might not get a catch there. So I definitely don't hate Josh Jacobs in this spot. And with as much as the Raiders are looking to feed the ball to the youngster and giving him the ball inside the 5-yard line, you have a good floor. You definitely have the volume as well as touchdown upside here to play in your captain or in your flex spots. I'm not going to prioritize him in any Derek Carr captain lineups. If we have Derek Carr at captain, just like we did, we're going to have the bring back spot, the bring back group with all of the Chargers, including the quarterback. But Darren Waller is somebody that we're going to want to include. Last week, only 2 targets. I think that his volume bounces back here against the Chargers, possibly because of Casey Hayward being matched up on the outside with TYRELL Williams, although it is a revenge game for TYRELL Williams, having played for the Chargers for the last few years and now moving upstate to Oakland to play for the Raiders. He's had a touchdown in every game except 1. He is very heavily involved in everything that they do. He was a full participant in practice on Monday. Looks like he's going to be okay for this Thursday night game. Josh Jacobs does have that big red Q. He was injured this past weekend, was a limited practice participant on Monday. I'm assuming that he's going to play. In the case that he does not, then we're going to have to bump a couple of other guys. 1, we're going to have to bump Jalen Richard massively. Much more usage in the passing game for Jalen Richard, and only 3K on this slate is somebody that you're probably going to want to target for salary relief, no matter who you're using at captain. But in play for me as a hyper value play, Foster Moreau does not have a lot of usage. I know that people are going to play him in the hopes that he can fall himself into the end zone and pay off that 2,200, but I think he's a rather thin play, even in terms of showdown. And in the case that Jacobs is out, we're going to have to look at Washington as well at only 1,000, but that's only if Jacobs is out. So these Derek Carr lineups, we're going to build that group with not Josh Jacobs, but if Josh Jacobs gets into a Derek Carr at captain lineup, I'm not going to take him out. Going to play Williams in those lineups, going to play Waller in those lineups, going to come down and put Renfrow in those lineups, as well as somebody like Zay Jones, Richard, Moreau, and everybody else. And make sure that at least 2 of those are in every single lineup with the quarterback at captain. every single lineup that we build that has a pass catcher at captain. If you have Keenan Allen, God, why does it keep defaulting to flex? If I have Keenan Allen at captain spot, every one of my lineups that has Keenan Allen at captain is going to have Phillip Rivers in it. Same goes for every pass catcher on the Chargers, as well as every pass catcher on the Raiders. Make sure that Derek Carr is forced into every one of those lineups if you're using a lineup builder. So other than that, it looks like kind of a straightforward game, right? I want to have as many shares of Josh Jacobs as possible if he's healthy for this game. I want as many shares of the passing attack for the Chargers as well. I might want to have Tyrell Williams in there. Still have 6,700 with that core trio for me. Probably going to sprinkle in some defense as well. Definitely going to have some kickers. This game does have a high total of 48.5, but that's going to do it for this one video. So until the next one, please drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notifications bell, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
He's a legend.